all right. That's what's up. Cool, cool. Right now, there's something outside right now. What's up, man? It's your man Black. I'm outside, detoxing, getting a little sweat in, whatever. So, some things on my mind. So I'm gonna make a video to appeal to a few people. Got things I'm trying to build and I'm desiring to build, and it's centered around a message of intelligence, a message that appeals to the logic and hopefully be allowed to stimulate the intellect. It's important that we use the right terms right there so we can invoke exactly the exact purpose that we're designed to manifest. I smoke. If that's not for you, understand. But I do. For many reasons, other than for the sake of getting high. I'm not attempting to escape reality or anything like that. That is not the purpose for my using marijuana. You know. However, I understand that there are some people who, hey, that's not your thing. You're not able to receive knowledge from people who do human stuff. That's totally fine. I'm not for you. I'm not the type of person who, would present myself to be anything that I am not. Likewise, I don't hide anything. So therefore, I don't even do anything that I would need to be hidden. You know what I'm saying? Am I saying it in my perspective? So as I'm saying that it wouldn't need to be hidden. Actually, I mean, I don't do anything that I would care about somebody finding out. I don't care. My business is my business. If they find out, they're being nosy. You know what I'm saying? And that's their right. They could be nosy as long as they don't come question me about my business. You're not here to interrogate me, and I'm not here to answer questions to you about my lifestyle. If I feel it as though it's not uh, hindering me along the path that I am travailing. If it hinders you on your path, then yeah, that's why you wouldn't be here. You know what I'm saying? It's perfectly understandable. Okay, so moving on. Beyond who I am and what I do and what I'm going to be doing. This message is for Starseeds. The portal that we're in right now is the first quarter. The ending of the first quarter of a particular point in time that we're identifying as 2020. 2020 years. Now, in most of our reality, we know that this earth and this planet and the existence of life in this planet exceeds 2,000 years and 2 decades. Okay, let's just be honest. Actually, at this point, if you can't be honest about that, if you can't be mature enough to acknowledge to yourself that, okay, I'm an intelligent being, I've perused the information. The earth is not 2,000 years old, it's older than 2,000 years old. It's older than 5, it's older than 20. There's documentation, actual lawsuits, litigation in courts right now in 2020, they can confirm that this Earth is older than 2,020 years old because they're, they tied up in litigations behind properties and lands that are older than that, that are far older than that. You know what I'm saying? Like the people who live there have documentation for the past 10, 20,000 years. They know they've been there. Only their people been there, unless they were invaded. And that's the reason of the lawsuit, because they're suing the people who invaded them. And that's just where we are on Earth right now. On Earth right now, up until 2020, for any being who might catch this and don't know where we are, up until 2020, there have been specific things going on, and they weren't always fair. Even now, they aren't fair. And Earth just isn't a fair place. You may realize, you may discover fairness here, but fairness exists, but it's not the normal vibration of this planet. Nothing is fair here. Up until this point, no one has seen history that shows us of a time that anything in Earth has ever been fair. It's a place of victimization and cruelty. Excuse me. Earth is a place where tragedy and trauma resides. There's pain here. There's suffering. People create diseases on Earth intentionally and release them onto Earth citizens. That's the type of place Earth is. People are killed here without regard. People are killed here by agents who sign contracts to support life, to protect life. And either those contracts have been violated and nobody cares, or there are parts of those contracts that we don't know about, the people here, because we have law enforcement here who kills people. We have military here who kills people that they don't know. That's the type of place Earth is. You can invade places and take their things. And if you're the right people, no one will come and see about you. So that's just where we are, all right? There's other things that happen in Earth too. Just want to talk about that because that's actually the norm of Earth. When people talk about the happiness and joy and elation that is here on Earth, there is that. But it's been my experience, and from what I hear about other people's experience, we mostly do not experience that. Earth is a place filled with pain, and from that pain you must produce. Earth is a place of chaos. Chaos reigns here, and from that chaos you must create. There's one group of people here who look like me, who have not always been told these things, and we're behind on information. Lots and lots of information that we're behind on because it has not been shared with us. It was deliberately hidden. It was concealed. It was released to us in other forms of falsity, like intentionally. So, as all of that has transpired on Earth, you have people here who now are coming to a state of awareness slowly. My personal experience is I've been in this state of awareness for about 5 years now. It's 2020, so like 2015 is when I began this process in my mind. have a memory of it beginning in 3 years prior to that, which was a significant time in Earth 2012, and it supports the years I did begin to undergo things then. In my studies and in my revelations that I came across the Starseeds, of which I am one. I was born in a Leo portal. So I came out. Ruler, manifestor, everybody know all that different stuff about it. But what we don't get proper acknowledgement on, and possibly we don't look at it ourselves, is the Leo is a tenacious being, not a quitter. And so it's no, I got to where I am, but it was not easy. It was not easy. I overcame a lot of stuff to become the man I am right now, and I'm nowhere near finished growing. It's two people on Earth, two types of individuals on Earth. There's more than two. We're just talking about two. Two people on Earth who have been accepted. Everyone accepts that they matriculated from other places outside of Earth's realm for a purpose. Those two people are the light workers of the Starseeds, and we're only going to look at the Starseeds right now. The reason why we're going to look at the Starseeds is because of the fact that where Earth is right now, as it is a violent place, there are a lot of meek people here. There are a lot of tolerant people here. And the key thing you have to remember about Earth is that it is a polar place. We have poles here. We have poles where things that are opposite of each other. It's four-wheeler season. They out here, sun out, on the four-wheelers, and we can't go nowhere right now. A lot of people can't go nowhere. For some reason, they've told themselves that you can go anywhere you want to right now, but people have told themselves that they can't, because in other places they supposedly can't. But actually, in this city where I am right now, we're free to do whatever the hell we want to do, and in a lot of cities across the U.S. of America. But people think they cannot because of other suggestions outside their body. Which is significant about the Starseeds, because Earth needs deliverance right now. Earth needs deliverance. And there are people on Earth who have been trained to look and expect a deliverer. But because I was once in that group, we were told that deliverer was someone that was not us, someone that is outside of our body. We were conditioned to believe that all we had to do was exist, and that with relief would, manifest from other sources outside of our body, and all we had to do was wait. In 2020, there are people who still believe that. A lot of black people still believe that. I feel that it's a losing cause to speak to them about what they believe, because it's a fear-based belief. And when a person is projecting from fear, then, they have to make a decision to not be afraid of whatever it is they're being afraid of. So no amount of information that you give them could invoke that change within them. They would have to do it themselves. All we can do is be lights and examples and share. Simultaneously with that, though, somebody got to do something. Everybody can't wait. Some of us have grown tired of waiting, and some of us were never purposed to wait. It was supposed to be on from the time you got here. You manifested in this universe for war, for change, for progress, to invoke fairness, and to invoke punishment also where need be. Starseeds. Starseeds are beings who exist here in Earth, on this Earth plane in a three-dimensional human body, but whose soul may have originated from another planet, star system, galaxy, dimension, or even a parallel universe. It's an awesome thing to be in Earth because you could have come from everywhere and you could do everything. However, in Earth, that's not the education you receive. There are those of us in Earth who will believe that this is fictitious information. To them, we're not talking. That's not who I'm addressing. I'm not talking to someone who can't receive this. It's not that you may not be a star seed. It's just that this word is for activation. This word is for somebody who senses that they are something more. Star seeds often feel a need to rescue people. They be heroes. They're often heroes. In Earth, they have a thing called prison. They put many star seeds there. And what I'm sharing right now, you have to be mindful that there are people who know this information that I'm sharing and have deliberately set up systems to inform people of other information instead of this information. And they've given them information that would cast doubt on this because of the fact that everybody for so long has learned and been taught one thing. We've been taught to believe one thing, so much so till we believe that these ideas are our original ideas. In America, they have one story about a guy named Christopher Columbus from Genoa, Italy. He traveled to America where it had the name America because another guy had come before him named Amerigo Vespucci. He too was from Italy. Columbus was from Italy by birth, but he came over here on commission from the Queen of Spain. This place was already here. There were people already here. This dude came and did all type of stuff, they say. Not just him, other people as well. All of that's not here, not there. What I'm saying is that there were people here in this place, living life, doing what they were doing. Not even aware of the fact that this guy was telling some people he discovered it and named it. In America, in 2020, that supposedly happened in a year named 1492. It is now 2020 in the United States of America, where damn near everybody knows that story is not true, and it is still taught in schools as though it is the truth. I know this because I have children in school, and they brought books home, papers that had that in it. That's not right. There are a lot of things on Earth that are not right. Like, you don't even have to take a long time to figure them out. They can clearly be seen. Starseeds must activate. It's not a color, skin tone, it's a perspective. Starseeds hold a certain perspective of rightness. We know justice. We know fairness, equity, as well as equality. We know what that is. We know if they're relevant and when they should be relevant. And we know if everybody should have them and have those things or not. In most cases, they should. Those things have been taken from people by force. And now people are so fearful until they will not arise to take those things back. You, Starseeds, have been set here to right this wrong. Starseeds from everywhere. It doesn't even matter your occupation or your background, your ethnicity. None of that is important. You have a purpose. And you have to wake up to that purpose. It may be in political arenas. It could be in sports, whatever. You're different. You're different. It would not be within the parameters of the norm because you're here to flip that. You're here to flip that. Starseeds do have a sense of purpose. And guess what? When you wake up, everyone is trying to assign you that purpose. It's a key thing that you understand that the people you came to save and represent don't even know what's wrong with themselves, so you can't listen to them. The people who you came to help, you must detach from. Starseeds, activate. Witches and gurus and all of this stuff that we're exposed to right now. Some of them are real and some of them not. The Starseeds know who's who. You must activate, and you're activating with knowledge. This is a COVID-19 infection right here, because that's what we're undergoing right now, COVID-19. We're having two things transpire on Earth right now. One is COVID-19 and the other one is called coronavirus. They're being presented as though they're one thing. They are not. They're one thing as one idea. An infection. However, one is just for your body and will go away. Although, if we turn the television on in 2020, we're being informed by people that this virus kills. Okay, it's a virus. I had it twice. I had it once in 2018. I had it another time in 2019. I know other people who had it in 2019 throughout the months of October, December, on into the first part of the year of 2020. And in that first part of the year, we were informed that there was a virus. Now, this virus is also called severe upper respiratory infection. But as a pandemic, it has been released with a new name. That one is okay. It's no big deal. Some people have died, they said, from it. Personally, I don't believe it at all. Look in my eyes. I do not believe that. I do not believe that anybody died from having coronavirus because I had it and I didn't die. I had it twice. I know somebody who had it that didn't die. No other people who had it. None of us died. We're still here. Our posts that professed we're still alive, they're not here. They never share that. No one talks about that. We never went to a doctor. That's crazy. Anyway, that being said, the separation point is COVID-19 because that's a trigger. And it's a term assigned to something that's happening in Earth at this time. Our systems are being updated. We've elevated in consciousness to a reality called 5G. We're now exposed. We're employing, not exposed, we're employing 5G frequency. Some people are exposed and they're afraid. because they don't even know what that is, COVID-19. But it's a whole lot of fuckery. But ultimately, it's just the name of progress. We've invented shit, and we're using this shit. They say that we're communicating with other world beings and stuff. If that's the case, then why would it surprise anybody that we're going forward and advancing as a people? And that's not as our groups. That's just as earthlings, whatever we are. We're earthlings because all of us aren't humans. There's never been a time that Earth did not progress. It may have taken us a while to find out about it because all the people supposedly died or whatever, but hey, Earth progressed because it is a place of progress. Starseeds. You're a critical part of that progress because the things that must be done, only you can do them. You've been purposed for that. You've been purposed to do something, to deliver people. First, you got to free yourself, though. Living here, now it's going to begin to feel different to the Starseed. You've been feeling out of place. Not the light worker, the Starseed. You get fed up real quick with stupidity, lower intelligence, lower vibrational thoughts, lower frequencies. You don't like that shit. You like to get shit done off top. You like to do it right the first time, every time. That's how you rock. You're one who executes. You see something needs to be done, you apply yourself and get it done. We're the ones who are here to fix this planet. Every tool is at our disposal. From violence to negotiation, we have all of these at our disposal. We have intelligence. We're able to iterate our thoughts. And when people cannot comply or seem as though they're not understanding, we have been ordained, purposed to take it up a notch. If you're black, Martin Luther King was never your savior. Malcolm was a move in that direction, obviously, because it was coming on up. But to the point where we are now, you see no clear whomever. But Starseeds is you. It's you who's been purposed to clear the positions, to clear the ways for people, to clear the paths. Every path. That people might see the light. The light workers are not the ones who will lead this. It is the Starseeds. You are embattled with a mission to do something miraculous on Earth, to change this place. And you got to allow yourself to be activated. It's activated through knowledge and through detachment from the beings and the frequencies you desire to change. Separation is key. You must employ your logic. If something doesn't make sense based upon the facts, you make a conscious decision right then which way you should go or not go. You're not freestyling. Starseeds don't freestyle. Starseeds get all of their information and they apply it critically to get the job done. Starseeds, it's your time. It's your time to get in the books. You got to start back learning again. You cannot do this without activating your brain. No being, we've tried that, we've seen that, that is not the prescription. We're thinkers. We're thinkers. You must think in order to engage life effectively. Period. Anything you do, no matter how great or how small, your thoughts must be applied to accomplish these things. Starseeds right now, I'll give you a heads up since I done already undergone this. I've already travailed this point, these paths. You got to be mindful to protect those that you came to save. They don't understand you. You're not like them. You will hurt one of them. Do you hear me? Starseed, you will hurt the very people who you came to deliver if you are not careful enough to protect them from you. I'm telling you, hey, we interact on social media. We are parallel consciousness. You did. We are parallel consciousness. We got this conscious reality, and then we interact online. Starseeds, you go everywhere. So you're online. When you bump into these light workers and lesser beings who do not know who you are or not aware of your coming and do not share your perspectives or have not been anointed with the knowledge that you've been anointed with, you have to protect them because that's the type of thing that slows up your mission. The very people you come to assist, you can place information in front of them that causes them to glitch, become inhumane because of their lack of understanding. So you have to understand that your understanding is exalted and you're responsible for that shit. To whom much is given, much is required. You feel me? We learned that in religion, but it's real. It's true. It's just a life principle, that you can see, hey, if you're going to be a master, there are great responsibilities. But you was built for this port. No matter where you at. New Orleans, Lafayette, Chicago, Atlanta, Los Angeles, Brooklyn, New York City, Baton Rouge, Portland, Seattle, DC. Y'all gotta activate. Activate. Starseeds activate. Starseeds activate. You are here to make order of this chaos. But you are the author and finisher of your own life path. But Starseed, do you accept this mission? Nobody can do it but you. Appreciate y'all time. Peace.